Mother stalks warning with others after her 18-month antique is rushed to the ER for ingesting toddler oil. Little kids have a manner of transferring quickly and sneakily, a whole lot to the horror of their dad and mom. Generally, there's little to no damage carried out. However, occasionally, children are able to get their palms on things that no person realizes are risky. One mom these days took to FB to proportion the story of how her son was by accident poisoned with an object for children that's readily available in many families. Jenna Joy Ingram lives in Washington together with her husband, Casey, and their younger sons, Bryden and Grayson. It became an average day when Casey decided to go take a bath. He didn't recognize that their youngest son, 18-month antique Grayson, had followed him into the bathroom, wherein there was a bottle of child oil on the counter. Casey changed into showering whilst he heard Grayson coughing. He peeked out to discover his son conserving the bottle of child oil and creating a face that indicated he'd tasted something unsightly. Casey Speedy were given out of the bath and took the bottle away from the child, but the little boy's mother and father had no idea what might show up next. Jenna Joy and her husband, Casey, have 2 lovely sons. Bryden is 3 years old, and Grayson is 18 months old. The Ingrahams even currently announced they have another infant at the way. Amidst all the pleasure and family time that occurs at some point of the vacation season, the couple had a scary revel and they felt it was crucial to share. Casey became inside the bath sooner or later while 18-month antique Grayson snuck into the restroom at the back of him. Casey heard his son coughing and peeked out to look what changed into happening. That's when he regarded out and saw Grayson putting the toddler oil bottle returned on the counter and creating a yucky face, Jenna Joy defined to humans. They to start with didn't assume there was an excessive amount of to be involved about. It seemed Grayson had handiest tasted a little bit of toddler oil. Since the product is made for use on children, they didn't think such a small amount could pose a big hazard. However, just a quick even as later, they realized that the commonly energetic Grayson changed into quietly sitting on the sofa. They'd given him an apple to eat, and he hadn't touched it in any respect. Jenna Joy informed human beings, "I came out from the kitchen and he hadn't moved, so I went to speak to him, however he wasn't responding to us at all. He slid down the sofa and curled up in a ball on the ground, that changed into certainly atypical. He became torpid. I picked him up and he became honestly lifeless weight and his eyes had been remaining in gradual, awkward blinks." Jenna Joy consulted a nurse, who advised her to call Poison Manage. Team of workers there directed her to take Grayson to the ER at once. Jenna Joy stayed again together with her older son whilst Casey took Grayson to the sanatorium. They have been bowled over whilst medical doctors defined that inhaling the infant oil become greater dangerous than ingesting it. The National Capital Poison Center lists infant oil amongst dangerous family hydrocarbons. Like gas or mineral oil, aspiration may want to lead to lethal impacts on the lungs, especially in such little our bodies. Jenna Joy shared the horrifying experience in a Facebook submit to warn other parents about what should take place. Jenna Joy is considering the fact that gotten rid of all of the infant oil in her house and is devoted to studying approximately the dangers such seemingly harmless family gadgets could pose. Grayson became released after docs cleared him and informed Casey and Jenna Joy to preserve a watch on him. The horrifying incident turned into the closing getting to know experience for the Ingram circle of relatives. Nowadays I feel loopy worrying, however extraordinarily fortunate as I cuddle my tiny guy and obsessively concentrate for any changes in his respiratory, Jenna Joy concluded her Facebook post. I additionally in reality sense the want to spread the phrase of the way risky that little bottle all new mommies get at their infant bathe or have subsequent to the bath or changing desk honestly can be.